Hello, hello. I am getting near the end of the month, and I'd like to come on and show you guys some extra live fun things to do, and also like to share with you my website. So if you're just watching this, it's onestroke.com, and there are all the supplies that I'm sharing with you and the different paints and the product that I'm using. I want you to know that I'm using plaid folk art multi-surface paint. And what's wonderful is it has a sealer in it, so it goes indoors, outdoors. You can even put it on glass. All right, glass, metal, ceramic. I paint on mirrors and so many other things. Okay, so it's multi-surface and it's water soluble. It's wonderful. Today I'm going to do some stenciling with painting. So it's going to make a really pretty background for you to get started. I'm going to have a paper towel here because I want to show you these new beautiful stencil brushes that I have, and there's three sizes in the set. Okay, there's a 20, a 16, and a 12, and so it, because they're synthetic nylon, guys, it's going to keep it right in the spot you need to have it, and you don't want it wet. Okay, you're going with a dry brush to start with. So I'm going to come in here and get a little bit of white and blue peacock, white and blue peacock. So I want this to be in the background like a really light watercolor effect. So I rubbed it in and see it's only on the tips. All right. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to take it off. All right. Because if you don't do this, you're going to get sloppy messes. And most people that tell me that they work with stencils, they're like, oh, I can't do stenciling. So let me show you. You're going to take off each time you pick up because this is what we want. We're going to come in here and make circles to the left, circles to the right. All right. I'm not necessarily doing, this is called cherry blossom when you're looking at my stencils on onestroke.com. Cherry blossoms. And there's a 6x6, a small one I like to use. I had it right here. A 6x6, and there we are. All right. So that 6x6 can give you little bits, and you can mix those in with it if you want to. See, just little bits. So what you would do is lift this up and see what it's looking like. So right now it's looking all the same color. So what I'd like to do is maybe just get the stronger blue for a minute. Come here and wipe it off right in the same spot. Okay, and left and right, left and right. So I want to do like an ombre, if you guys know what that is, where it fades. So I want to have the darker here, left and right. Now this is going to go underneath all the other painting I'm going to do. So this is what I call is let's put a background on here. So look, I can get some faded. See, I want to show you the difference in the heavy and the faded. So this means I started out dark and I just went to light. So see how it fades away? See the little fading there? Because I like that, not just all dark. Dark, light, and even lighter. Okay, so left, right. Okay, so I'm kind of like starving the brush right now. So this is when, because I want to do some more, this is when I would go back. So I want to get some more blue peacock and wicker white. Okay, come back here and rub it off. Okay, so you can see where you've gotten it before. Left, right. See, there are some birds in this cherry blossom, which I use this for probably a year and never even noticed the birds because I was so busy. I noticed this big one, but those little ones around there, I didn't. I was so focused on the cherry blossoms themselves because I really liked it as a background to give you a pretty, like if you stamped something and you have more control with a brush than you do if you're stamping with ink. Okay, so there we go. See, that just gives you a pretty background. Hello guys, good morning, good morning. So then what I want to do is I'm going to take, you can't use this again. Um, you can't sit it down and not use it and let it dry in there. So you can't use this again while it's wet. Um, I hope I explained that well. So now I'm going to wash this off. Thank you, Anne. That's the biggest failing with people is how to use that. Uh, all right, so now I'm gonna I'm gonna keep moving it like this and raking just the tips. Then you get most of the color out. Sometimes some of the colors do stain it, which it doesn't hurt the brush, but that was like a brand new brush when I started. Well, now I had pink in there too. All right, so just a little demo on how to do that as we're gonna just ignore my water. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put in some pretty colors for flowers and greenery. So I'm gonna use my 16 flat. All right. Now you see the dark green handle brushes, my value pack, the 10 most used brushes, um, and they're less than $20. So that's kind of great. But then this is my 13 most used signature brushes. And they have some extra ones that are not in the 10 piece. So they're, of course, they're more money because they're nicer handles and bristles and everything. But this is what most people, even if you get 2 sets of these brushes, are amazing because you'll be successful. All right, so this is my double loader. I'm splitting the 2 colors and working it in, okay? Then I can add some teal in there, work it in, and then I need floating medium. Floating medium is the fluff that's inside this paint with no pigment. Now, what I have done is I had this, where did I put the lid? I have a lid that goes on top of your hair. So this is called a double loading palette. So if you're having problems with my double loading, that's usually people are struggling with, it's muddy and it's messy. So if you take my 5 pieces, it's a foam that you wet, a sponge, so the moisture keeps it wet. You can put the lid on it. You take this off, and there's a lid for this, and I always lose it, so try not to lose it. All right, so what happens is you can store this and take it with you to class, or whenever you have a class, you can open it back up and start working. So it's really easy. If it dries in there, if you go 2 or 3 paintings and you have dry pieces, you put the whole thing in the sink with water sitting in it for about 5 minutes and it all pops up. So it's really wonderful. And I also, if I just want to go clean it really quick, I use the scruffy brush and I just go around inside of it and with the water running and it all comes out. Okay. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to make this ready to, I'm going to stencil some birds and show you how quick and easy you can do birds. But what I'm going to do coming right in here, this is just a piece of art paper, but this is lighter art paper than I like to use, but I wanted a big piece. So this is citrus green and sap green. All right. And I'm going to come across here and I'm up on the chisel, and the chisel of the brush is right here. I'm up on the chisel. I'm going to get a little bit of medium. I want this to feel like butter when I'm stroking, guys. I want it to feel like butter. I can pick up a little bit of white. All right. And so I'm going to have a bird or 2 grabbing a hold of these stems, and we're going to put some flowers. See that the background could have even been more light, more light in the background than I did do, but it just works fine. So there you go. Good morning, everybody. What's the name of the green palette? This is a double loader, a 1-stroke double loader, and it's on my website, onestroke.com. All right, so I have great paint sets that are like the paint color. Every paint set I have are the colors I use the most. There's 150 something colors. And so I'll give you, I think there's a 13-piece set, a 30-piece set, something like that. Or you can buy a beginner's kit if you've never tried one stroke and you want this set of 10 brushes, paints, some worksheets and things that you can practice on. It's all there. Okay. Good morning, Miss Pat. I'm just giving you, it's the end of the month, so I go on a few more times at the end of the month, especially if my month has been crazy, so that I can show you guys more and more and more, and I can build our viewers. Every time I do a live, I get more viewers, so it makes it where I can spend the more people that view, the more time I can give free content like this. So, and it helps me when you guys share on your Facebook. If you share what you see me paint and have others come paint with us. I'm going to be in North Carolina in April teaching. If anybody lives in that area, on onestroke.com you can find all the workshops, my painting conventions. It's great for beginners. Anybody who ever want to learn how to paint, this is a perfect way for you to learn how to paint. I promise. All right, so look, I got to go into the medium. I started getting dry. You can either get more paint or get medium more. See how it gets light? Just ignore this, it'll dry. Okay, so I just wanted background, and then I'm going to come in here and we will do our bird colors, and then I'll put flowers to match the bird colors. All right, so if y'all can hang around for a little bit, I got a fun project to show you. All right, so I also have this heat gun that speeds up. It's a heat pen that's well used, and I use it a lot for glass, or if I say I have dark green and I want to put flowers on top and I don't want to mess a white flower up with dark green, then I just dry that little area that I need to work on. But I need to stencil, so it's going to absorb pretty quick into paper. This is art paper, but imagine doing this on a canvas. You would have to come in here and let it dry up a little bit. Okay, you can use a hair dryer. This is just quicker. And you don't leave it in one spot very long, especially on glass and all, because it'll bubble up. Oh, look, I can get rid of this. Hello, simple, beautiful cakes. All right. All right, and also just know if you use art paper and it happens to wrinkle or whatever, you can flip it over and iron it with a dish towel, hand towel, those thin tea towel. Yeah. Okay, or you can put wax paper, whatever doesn't hurt your iron. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to get my dry brush, and I'm going to have this little bird grabbing on. His legs are going to grab on right there, and he's a little bit littler, but I'm going to pick up some, just so we can really see it. This is a dry brush. Where's my paper towel? Here. I'm going to take my paper towel again, remember, wipe it off. Good morning. Never tired of watching you. Well, it's the end of the month, so I got to be on a few more times this month to hit my quota. So I thought I'm going to just pop in here and there, and just show y'all some new ideas to help you. Now, what's good about, let's see if that's showing. Oops, not very well. I got to do a little bit darker. Let's try white. I thought darker would be better, but with my butterflies, I got great butterflies like this. I thought that might show being darker. So if you watch this from the beginning, I do a whole thing how I make sure that you stencil well. Doesn't show very well. let's come over here and do a second one. Okay. It's going to go right here on this stem. And let me start with white. I'll rub it off on my paper towel. See if this is what I usually do with my butterflies so they show. Yeah, that's going to show a little bit better. So what's nice about my stencils is I make them so that you don't have to draw a pattern, that all you're going to do is come in here. See, that shows up way better. I can see this, but I don't think you guys can see it. All right. And now what I also have is, look at these fun birds. All right. I've got cardinals or blue jays. See the two different positions. You can have talons or no talons. And you get all these birds on one stencil. Okay. And that's on onestore.com. So see, you stencil that on and then you just whip out that bird really quick. And I'll show you. I even in my spaces, I even put, can you see seagulls? So for my landscapes. So these are cute, perky tails up, down, flying, and different sizes. Same thing with this. This is vintage birds on a branch. Okay, so what happens is I then took two or one at a time and made them larger. So it's multifunctional on all my stencils. All right, so now let's go. They're 12 by 12s. They're heavier. There's cheap stencils out there. I make sure my stencils have a better millimeter so that they hold up and don't tear on you. All right, so let's put our birds in before we do our flowers. All right, so here's some colors: Prussian blue, blue peacock, wicker white, and this is a camel or a tan color that you might want. All right, so I'm going to come right in here and do the bellies on these two birds, their tummies. Okay, so I'm going to come up in the cheek and so I could have, but I wanted to see where my birds were going to go. I could have put the birds first if I lay out my design, but I don't like you to have to use a pattern. So I just kind of lay out what I do first, second, and third to make my design come in here easier. All right, so now this guy, you're going to see his cheek and his wings there, but we're going to do his tummy, and the wing's going to go back over his tummy. All right, so we're going to come right here with some white. Okay. Oh, yeah, all pretty gray background. Absolutely. Okay, so this is a 12 flat. I think we probably need a smaller flat one. Okay, so I'm going to go down to, let's go, that's a 12. Let's do smaller. All right, I'm going to go down to a 10 or an 8, either one, guys. All right, so then what's going to happen is I'm going to come right here and do the blue top on the head, okay? Okay, and then across the back. So I'm going to put this blue right in here. This is blue peacock. Let's come out here. So you can look at any bird, but that what happens with this stencil is that it helps you see the proportions. Where's the tummy? Where's the wing? And where's the tails? All right, so you don't have to try to draw it, and especially I've got a painting over my my big tub, and it has probably 15 birds this size. And that my sister gave me, so I didn't paint it. I want to paint over those birds. But now this is Prussian blue. So what we're doing is little bits of this darker blue for color. So see, I'm putting a little bit of darker in here. All right, and I can come down here and more paint than you ever thought. And we're going to put this right there. See how that dark comes in there? And we're going to come right here. And then we're going to make pretty flowers on here. Okay. So see how that blue is all there? And I'm going to come back and put a little bit of white too. All right. So same thing happens here. We're going to, you can see where the head is. You guys can't see on here, but I can see. All right. So then I'm going to do a little bit of white. And here is the wing. Okay. Okay, what's going to have to happen there is I'm going to go here and put the dark. That's the back wing. All right, so then we're going to come right in here and put the back, which comes up to the tail. So see, here's the back. It goes right along where the head was. And what we want to do is show you that the back wing here is right behind here. I want to get out of the way so you can see me. See that? That's the back wing, and it's right under the tummy. So let's come back with some dark. This is Prussian. I love that color because it goes from a light blue when you add white, medium blues to dark. See small strokes for the bird. And you can also pull out our little baby rakes. They come 2 in a set. They're little teeny feathery ones. There's 2 of them in a pack, and they're very inexpensive, but they're really fun because you can do all your feathering with those. All right, so like for instance, where is that? I am, okay, I just hope that guys, and where is it? Oh, wow. There it is. Okay. All right, look at this. I'm using this dry. I'm picking up white, and I'm going to just feather on. I use this for beards, for hair, for raccoons and animals. Okay. All right, so you put a little bit in here. You can use a brush inside, just a flat brush also. This does little feathering for you and makes it all happen. See a little bit of a feathery look. Okay, now let me explain something to you about birds. When you do a rooster or any kind of bird you want to do, okay, you're going to come right in for the beak. All right, so what happens with the beak, I like to use a smaller brush with a 2 or a 6 flat. All right, so see, here's the flat, there's a 6 and there's a 2. You haven't painted birds? Well, it's easier if you have my little stencil to make it happen. I'm going to turn this a little bit so I can get to the beaks. And I'm going to come right in here. You got to go into the head with a V. And then you're going to come out with a V. I've got the 2 here. Okay, you want to come out. All right, so you come in and get plenty of paint so you can flatten it out. And then we're going to come in. Okay. Now, one thing that helps me is I can come in here with a teeny bit of white, and I can go right there and pull a little white on the top. and come right in here so you can see where it goes into the head, and do a little white. See how that happens really quick? All right, I also like to take a small brush and do little teeny touches on the feathers. See how that makes it stand out a little bit? And same thing with, you can use a small rake brush, or you can come here. Okay, and just put some color in here. And all of this is also right on the stencil. Okay, so you can go back and put the facial pictures and all, but it's easy to do this. All right, so let me show you what happens next. All right, I'm going to put an eye, so I can get black, or I can get the dark blue, and where that V into the eye is, I'm going to come right above it. Okay, and right here, right above it. So you see the eye? Then I'm going to take this little kiss tool. It's very inexpensive, and it's not called a kiss tool. It's called, on my website, it's called a wipe away tool. And for $1 more, you get both of the tools. So it's rubber, they're rubber, and if you're on glass or whatever, it wipes off. And you see me rub it in, you can rub it with these points. But this one I use for lots of small detail. All right, so I'm going to dip white. It's got to be fresh white paint. I can come right here and put a couple little spots on there that are too hard to do with just the tip of a brush. But I can also sometimes grab a little white or licorice and then just come across the top with a line that I might want to see. All right. Now we're going to take, if you want, you don't have to, but we can add some talons in here. So I can take two colors. Oops. Oh, I'm going to show you. I got to do that differently. All right. So I'm going to come here. It's going to go up into the body, and then it's going to wrap its legs, its little talons, around the, I'm going to put another green here, around the greenery. Okay. So let's go back and let's add, we have pretty flowers to do next. Okay, guys. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come across here with a darker green. And this is sap green. So you see that it was there. And then if I come right across here, right across the bird, the second leg will, or talon, will grab that. See how you put it right across the bird? Okay, and you can dry it first, but I just want you to see. Okay, if I turn this bird, okay, he would have this leg right in here, coming here and around, grabbing. He's going to be grabbing that reed that he's holding on to. Same thing happens here. All right, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and you can grab it right here. All right, so now that's not showing. It's kind of muddy. So remember what I said? You have to have dark to see light. Well, then you can just grab some light, and then you can see where it's grabbing the reed. Okay. Now, one thing I like to do, I don't like to have this bubble on top of the head here. I just want you to see. Remember, we were working on the back. So if I use the brush and with a little bit of white, I can carefully come along here. So except he's got fat cheeks now. All right, so I'm going to come right along here and bring the back here. Okay. You need to hold this before you put the eye on, Donna. Yeah. Just kind of changed my mind as I went along here. Okay, so let's show you quick and easy flowers that we can put in here. So we can use our 12 or our 16. Let's see, I'll take a 12. All right, we're going to wet the brush. Then we're going to come over here. And remember I said we have to have dark first. So I'm going to slip, slap, slip, slap, slip, slap. Hi, Jennifer. I'm on fire lately. Okay. Well, this is the last couple of days of the month, and I haven't got my quota for YouTube. So I got to do a couple of lives, and that gives me a chance to just do whatever I feel like doing instead of what I planned on doing all month. So if you haven't seen, guys, you can join a membership on my website, on my YouTube channel. And for $10 or less, you can get 12 full lessons where I'm not rushing like this as much. And then you get all my free content just by subscribing. I have trouble with birds, it's real. But haven't tried it. Yeah, you got to try it. Try it. Well, see, and you couldn't even see that one because I had too much in the background. So I'd be careful with that when you're doing your first one so you can start seeing shapes of birds. Okay. Now I got to hurry because this, while it's wet, I want to add some pretty, I have some of these that are bright, fiery pink outside, and the birds and the hummingbirds especially come and get nectar out of them. And I think it's so fun. But I had a lot of people, I've been doing a lot of pink lately. So a lot of people love my blue I did last night. So, okay, so I'm just dabbing or slip slapping, right? Now, look what happens now. I just took a picture of an owl sitting in the rain on my tree, and I'm watching you teach me to paint. Oh, well, I'm telling you, I'm wanting to do an owl here soon again, but I do have owls on my in my membership. If you get a chance to go check right here, a really detailed owl in the tree. Okay, so slip, slap, slip, slap. So look, because this is already wet, I got a little bit of blue peacock and then I grabbed white. And I'm just grabbing it. I'm not making it fancy. I'm enjoying. Thank you. Miss Simple, what's your name? Simple Cakes. Okay, not that, I mean, I try to remember, but I'm so bad. I have 7 children, 32 grandchildren, and 2 new great-grandchildren this year. Okay, so that got too exact. All right, Mary Ann, thank you, honey. All right, so I can come in here a little bit here with some white and a little bit here, but you see I shouldn't do it all polka dotted. All right, but I'm going to show you how you can fix that if you don't like it. So see, I'm going to put, maybe I'll just put some white on this side. That's another way to do it. And just a little bit in here. But look what looks best. I then come back and grab some blue if it started drying, some Prussian. All right, so here, I didn't like that. So look, this one's better. But I can come in here and get like a ton of different colors. See how that makes it look better? Like I got overloaded here. So I can put some dark blue back in there. So then the birds kind of look fun in there. I'm actually working on lace heart with, oh, thank you, Jennifer, for sharing. Yeah, I did all kinds in January, all kinds of pretty Valentine items that you guys can paint. I did them in January so you have time to paint them for Valentine's. And especially if you want to go teach them, they have all kinds of projects for you guys to teach right there. So you do those painting parties or painting with your friends, helping your teenagers do something that they would love. I got a lot of grandchildren that think they're me mom's famous because I'm on TikTok. I don't know how long TikTok will be here, but I'm on TikTok with millions of hits and views. And so Matthew Mahanaki, how do you say that? He joined me and it freaked out my grandchildren as a viewer, I guess. I don't know. On TikTok. All right. So now you come back and just put a little bit of green in there and it picks up the blue and drags the blue up. So then I see how if I come in between here and pick up the two colors and then come in here, then not only do I have those two colors, but I have the blue that I went right over and it brings that pretty blue to a teal color. Now see how that's light in the background, that stem and that stem, because I added no water. I added medium, no, white. Hello. I added white to it. And just adding white with the floating medium. Look, it put those really light ones in the back. So follow me too. I know, how fun is that? So this is what I want you to understand is it looks, if you had every single stem just that color. Now you see, I didn't even do the background stencils all one color because it just gives it more depth and beauty and color. So just imagine, look at that closely and see that you have light green, darker green, limey green, you know, where I put the white and the floaty medium. So think about that, but see how that little blue, the only thing I have wrong is I do have just two. So that's okay if I balance it off with something else. But can anybody see what I have not balanced out good? Anybody see that? It's okay, just have two birds. But what needs more balance? I'm going to wait and see if anybody can tell me what needs a little bit more balance. Okay, I'm going to be putting on a little bit of more stencil while I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. Somebody will know. What is not the green done? I can do a better design if I do what? Nobody's going to tell me? Come on, Pat. Okay. By the time I do this, if somebody doesn't say, I'll tell you. There's no wrong answer. What does it need? Out of what I already have on here, what am I short? What needs to be added? You always do threes, maybe another bird. Now, I said I'm not going to do another bird, but you're right. I have to have a triangle. I could, yeah, you're right. Three birds would be good, but I don't want three birds. So well, then what? So this is the thing. Yes, a couple of you said the flowers. The right side needs some more branches, but what I need is I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I do have a triangle, but I need either a small blue, like y'all said on the right side. Yeah. All right. So I can put a little bit of this in here, a little bit there, a little bit here. You know, 3 and up. But see, I'm getting messy. But I am going to. All right. I'm going to put one more of these flowers. Okay. So see 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that I said it's going to jump at you. I don't know what those flowers are called. They're like delphinias or something. They're an illusion of a stock flower that I painted many times. So I'm just going to like delphinias. I don't know flowers that we don't have in Florida, but that's okay. You can buy them like that. So see how I now have double triangles? See that? There you go. All right, so I can come in here and put some white again with some blue. See, it's all better if this is super wet, see, because it makes so many different colors. All right, what do you think, guys? Now, because this is busy here, I've got to either make it darker or pick up white. Tap, 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 or slip, slap, slip, slap, slip, slap. All right, there you go. All right, thank you, Pat. I said, Pat, you're out there. Tell me what I need. Okay. Pat's one of our certifying instructors. So if any of you would like to be a teacher or just become certified so you paint better, we have lots of instructors. Pat Houston's one of them that teaches online to lots of people. And she was a school teacher for, I don't know, 40 years. Want to watch rest on replay, have a permanent load. That's fine. Just there you go. I'm glad y'all hooked up for a little bit with me. This was just me showing you that smaller stencil out here. I'm just learning. That's awesome. So look right here. That's your frame. Those birds are those birds, see, if you've never done birds, many of you said that. That's an easy way to start doing birds, right? Well, I hope you guys liked being on today. Please go check my website, onestroke.com, for brushes and paints and kits that give you everything at once at a good price. We do that for you beginners who want to come on. And like, you know what I think's best about my kids is two things. I always did them on the shopping channel on QVC and HSM. But the thing that was great is the beauty is when you then got your kit, then you could go to the retail store, your local store, and pick up exactly what you need because you have a bottle that you've used up, and you can go to the store, or you can always have it delivered to your house by us. There you go. So I hope you guys like that. I'll have to try this. All right. Harriet, you do a good job. So if you go to my Facebook group, Donna Dewberry's official One Stroke group, you have to see everybody's work they've done. 4 oversized paintings in January. And some people have never done oversized ever. So we're having a good time. So if you get a chance, go give them encouragement and join my Facebook group. You have to answer just a couple of questions like, what kind of painting do you do, so we know that you're real? And some people, we can't let you on unless you answer those couple of questions, if you don't mind. Okay, there you go. Thank you very much for being on. And please share. Love for the shares. That helps me make my quotas here on the shopping channel. Hello. I am awake. I'm sorry. I've been painting all morning. I just got your signature brushes. Woohoo! Now you're going to feel professional, right? But don't be like so many people. They buy the signature brushes, the pretty brushes, with lavenders and flower wraps, but then they don't open them because they're saving them. I'm like, then I can never sell you another set if you don't use them up. But the brushes last a long time. I've had some people that said they've used the same brushes for 20 years. And I'm thinking, yeah, maybe they've been really careful, but maybe they're not painting much. But they are good brushes. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed and see you later. I'll tell everybody thank you, Mary Ann. Thank you. Okay, it's great for you guys to come join me this morning. Have a great rest of the day and weekend.